All right. Good morning. Good morning. Woo! TGIF Friday. All right. So, CPI data just came out, and, yes, CPI data did actually rise. That is very true. But as for the previous month, it did come down a hair, and that is really the biggest thing. So, it came in with aligning to expectation, which is really good for the broader market because the broader market is very much rallying, which is what we want. As for some news really quickly, and by the way, this is a SoFi dedicated video. Tomorrow I might make another video talking about 2018 and what I personally see could be happening in the stock market by the end of the year. It could be very gruesome, or it really could be the opposite. But I'm on Stock Titan, so to go over some stuff, SoFi has not dropped any new news, nothing that we don't already know. Right now, SoFi is really just following the broader market. And as for the broader market, it is, pointing up. Yes. All right. So we are on the 5-minute, time frame on SoFi. Each one of these candlesticks, represents 5 minutes. And, we have a very, very strong open. Like I said, CPI right now it is, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. CPI came out 1 hour and 30 minutes ago. So, I mean, right now it's just really, we got good vibes. We got good vibes in the market. The CPI data pretty much has secured a rate cut by the Federal Reserve, which is going to be next week. SoFi's earnings is the 28th, and the Federal Reserve is the next day. So we are more than likely going to be getting a rate cut next Wednesday, 25 basis point, which is good. It's going to help out SoFi so much. At the same time, all the guidance that we got for SoFi was based on not a lot of easing monetary policies, and also not a lot of extra rate cuts. I believe the last earnings that SoFi did, Anthony Noto, he was basically talking about 2 rate cuts, but we could very well be getting another rate cut in December. So, in the December rate cut could be much greater potentially than 25 basis points. So there could be a lot higher future guidance for SoFi, and the overall atmosphere right now is just very, very bullish. We are on the daily chart right now. The RSI going into SoFi's earning is not overbought. It's not 70 or higher. If we look at the previous earnings on SoFi, back in July, you had the RSI pretty much at 72, so that was oversold. You even go further back to the earnings of April of this year, RSI was definitely, it was on the higher end, or I should say actually pretty much the same as what it is right now. But we have a lot of room to push up, a lot of room. And if we are able to bust through, if we are able to get through our all-time high of, I believe it's like 30 something, back in last month, a month ago, 22nd September, if we can get through this all-time high, we have a lot of smooth sailing up until realistically at $35. Then of course, psychological, it's going to be $40 is going to be a SOB to really break from. But lending stocks took a hit from low-profile bankruptcies. And this is the thing about it. SoFi is more than likely going to be getting a hybrid multiple because they are a fintech, which means that if we get some negative data around lending, there could be a very good chance that SoFi just really isn't like affected anymore, because they're transitioning their entire structure away from just being a bank like they came out as the start of their company. And now they're very, very much a financial institution. And they deserve a fintech multiple. They deserve to be around kind of very well like a Robinhood multiple. My shares right now on my Webull account, it's never looked better. I do have a main account with a lot more shares, but on this account, I was buying SoFi very heavy earlier this year around the Liberation Day crash. And I mean, a lot of people are holding SoFi in the $12, the $15, $18 range. A lot of people on my other account, I got shares in the sevens. Even some of them I picked up in the sixes. A lot of people are holding this stock, and it's gonna see that the growth rates are insane. 40% growth rates, which is just Palantir style growth. If we surpass this $1 billion, if we are able to come in with $1 billion of revenue, either maybe we do it this quarter or next quarter, the stock is going to go parabolical. So a lot of people are talking about this stock. A lot of YouTubers, it's a lot of people that are not YouTubers and they are just on X. A lot of people in general. And by the way, I am on X. If any of you use X, definitely make sure to drop me a follow. But it really comes in lines with what we get for earnings. However, we are in a better spot on technical analysis for going into earnings than we are last earnings report. Let me just say that. If you are new here, welcome. I am a very much TA, technical analysis human being. I've done a lot of day trading over the last several years, but I'm moving more into long-term investing. But you also, just because you're long-term investing, you got to know about the technicals. Because, I mean, okay, let's say if the technicals are very much overbought, is it the best time to be buying a lot of shares or just hanging on to a cash position? A cash position. And then if the technicals are oversold, like let's say if we do drop to the $25, or let's say if we even drop to the $18, everything's going to be oversold. Buying shares would be optimal. So yes, for long-term investing, you got to know technical analysis. You got to know moving averages. I'm using the Keltner channel right now, which the Keltner channel is made up of 3 different types of averages. You got the moving average in the middle, which I believe the moving average is not 50. It's not a 50. I think it's like a 40. But then you got the upper and lower Bollinger Bands. And I've made a lot of money using this technique. Right now, we're just trading sideways. So we can either go one or two ways. We can either go into that $31, $32 range, or we can go to $24. And if we do go $24, a lot of people are going to be buying shares. I have shares coming out of my yin yang, especially on my main account. So for me personally, my whole game plan is that if we were to break this $24 line, which I believe is not even the 100-day moving average. If we do get down to the 100-day moving average, me personally, I'm going to be buying some shares, because that is, I'm actually going to be averaging up on my Webull account. If we get to the $18 range for whatever reason, you're talking, we are touching the 200-day moving average, I'm going to be adding a lot of shares. But there are people, believe it or not, right now in SoFi, that if they break the 50-day moving average, they are going to be loading up shares because the growth on this stock is there. I don't really mean to sound like a ranting and raving lunatic. I will talk about some of the dark sides that could actually happen. One is that if we do go into a recession, SoFi is going to get hit. But do you believe in the management to get us through the recession? Yes, I do. I do believe in the management. I believe in Anthony Noto. So therefore, I am willing to buy shares if we actually go into a recession. And if we do go into a recession and we do crash to the 100-day, 200-day moving average to $18, if we crash to $18, and we go ahead and get a massive sell-off to 30, 40, 40%. There is so much money right now on the sidelines that this dip will just be eaten up. I will be one of these people eating up the dip, and I know a lot of other people out there will be doing the same. So, we just really got to be patient. There's nothing that we can do. Right now, the stock is just in all rally mode. We really got to wait until Tuesday. Taco Tuesday is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be a great day. If we can go ahead and close today above 30, that will be absolutely astonishing. SoFi right now is up by 5%. So if we can actually get another, is it possible? We might be able to FOMO into the $30 range. And the reason why it is so important to close above a $30 range is because of options and pressure. Because next week on Monday, we're going to have a lot more buying pressure, which is going to send the stock up. Now, if we do the opposite and we close below $29, close below $28.50, we're going to have a lot more selling pressure going into Monday. But we have so much room to push up. It's very well possible. Just everything's looking good. On the MACD for the daily time frame, we have just started the positive diversion. If you can see on here, basically pretty much whenever this green line is above the red, it's called positive divergence. And it means that there is a change happening with the moving averages, with the stock, and it means that we are going to be in an uptrend. So this is very important going into their earnings. We can rally hard and significant. And then on the flip side, we also have the RSI at 60. And right now, the RSI, a lot of people don't know this, but the RSI, a lot of people, especially for day trading, they read the RSI as a formation. So if you see on the RSI, we have a top, and then we have another top, we have a double top, and then we sold off on the RSI. And then we started going up, we couldn't hold it, and then we went down, and then we formed a double bottom. One bottom, two bottom, double bottom. We try to go up again, and we could not break the double top. But now what you see is we have a strong move up. And on the RSI, we have broken, and we're challenging this previous one from 2 weeks ago. Yeah, October 9th, 2 weeks ago. So the RSI is pointing up. The MACD is pointing up. The averages are pointing up. SoFi's earnings is next week. If they triple beat like they normally do, we're looking to go into December. We're looking to go into January's earnings very much as a very much higher amount. But otherwise, yeah, I just want to make this quick little update video for the CPI, SoFi update. Um, like I said, I just started getting back into the rhythm of video making on this channel. So if you are watching, definitely comment below if you are a SoFi bull, SoFi bear. If you totally disagree and think the stock has hit a peak, everything just right now is not pointing towards that. There will be a time, but the time I really feel is not meow. Not now. All right, love you all. Take it easy and later.